Okay, I have been wanting my mother-in-law to do a packing video forever because she is by far and away the best packer I have ever encountered. One time when I was really sick, she packed me for a whole week in Palm Springs by herself, and she did a better job than I could have done. So I have asked her to share with us her wisdom on how to pack.
Great. Well, first I'll say I try to kind of dress as if I'm going to go to the airport right now. And we're going to use the season summer, sort of spring, but more summer. Layering is very important. I always have a carry-on. This one is probably okay, but even a one with wheels on it, you know, the little wheels that tuck in are great. This is my old suitcase, and it seems to be the one that I can stretch the furthest. I can sit on it because I just keep closing. So before I go, I could probably squish it down a little bit or get one of those belts that go around it just to keep it a little bit tighter. So for this trip, this is kind of a purse I will use. It's kind of a easy one that folds up, and I usually try to keep enough room in my carry-on purse that I can put the purse in the purse. And I'll explain that a little bit. So I'm going to take this off and show you. When you're traveling, you want to try to layer, like this is a vest. I also have a longer one that's quilted for the winter. And so depending on the weather, I'll often wear it on. And this you can wear alone or with things. It's casual, but it works. And I have a black, I have several different black cardigans. This is a cotton one, but it's very straight style. So which means you can dress it up or dress it down. It doesn't have really a defined collar on it. And then I wore sort of a sweater top because the sweater things will be a little bit bulkier in your suitcase. I always try to wear kind of either gym pants or sort of the stretchies that are a bit more comfortable. And then for shoes, I have my slip-on runners that I just can take off easily when you're going through. So you're not tying laces, undoing belts, etc., etc. So this is easy for me, and these are my walking runners, and I can also go to the gym in them. So they work, they're multi-purpose. I'm gonna start with my suitcase.
Okay.
Before I start that, I just wanna say a couple things that you should check. First of all, how long are you going? Are you going for 7 days, 10 days, a month? What airlines are you using? Nowadays, it's become very important to really check those things out, especially when you're buying your tickets, because a lot of times, you know, they'll include, you can check this suitcase for free, or it's gonna cost you another $100. And so I really think it's important to compare the prices for what you're gonna get. And it can help you with deciding where you're gonna go. Because sometimes it very quickly adds up and it can be almost double your ticket. I said, how long is your trip? And then I always go on the weather map and put in where I'm going, and then look at what the weather is gonna be like. If it's gonna be raining, if it's gonna be just sunshine, if it's gonna be plus 30, this is gonna help you decide what you're gonna take. Also, you have to really check now the size of your suitcase. Airlines vary from what size you can bring on and how much it weighs. So, you know, get on the scale without your suitcase, lift it up, and then you'll kind of have a good idea. And there's been a lot of surprises. I won't name which airline, but you know, people get there and they can't get their carry-on in, they can't get this, and then they get a surprise of extra cost at the end. So try not to do that. Now, I'm over 75, but I can still like lift this. But obviously if I can get it checked in, I will, because everybody is now putting their suitcases over top and it gets pretty tight. But if you're going to do a carry-on, then you want to make sure that it's the right size. Very important. Okay, this is my suitcase, and I'm going to show you this from the very beginning. This is dry cleaning plastic to use, especially if your husband's bringing a suit, or if you have something that really wrinkles easily. I find putting it around it really is important. Now the reason I pack the suitcase, because I want you to see what's in the suitcase, and obviously you don't have to take everything that I have in the suitcase with you, but it gives you a good idea of what you could take. I always take extra little bags. Now this little bag can fold up and go into nothing, into your purse, which is, I think, always handy when you're traveling, because then you get into a store and you want something, you don't have to pay another $1 or $2 for another bag. Then I packed this little bag, which I think is a good little summer bag. Plus, you'll see if you're just going for a quick outing, you could put a wallet in it, you could put your keys in it, your hotel key. You don't have to take your big bag with you everywhere. So this gives you an option. I brought another bag along to show you. I do like this one too. I have it in black as well. Easy, lightweight, can put quite a bit of stuff in it. So it's very handy. Now on this particular trip, I showed you vest jacket. But you know, obviously I just have a few others. Like this would be a good one to wear on. It's a cotton, it would go with a lot of things. It would look nice. If you're going for like more really casual things, and blue jean denim is really in right now, you might want to take a denim jacket. And also if it's going to be raining and that, this will pack down. I'm going to show you another rain jacket that I have with me. Okay, let's start. So I always try to stick to the basic colors. To start with the black, and like if you've got red hair, you wear a lot of browns and beiges, then I would start with that and work with it. So I'm gonna take this basic blazer, and as you can see, it's been in the suitcase. For some reason, it doesn't wrinkle. So it's wonderful. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, it goes with multiple things. So we'll put that over here. So this is one of my heavier things that I've got with me. Then I've got this, it's a little wrinkled right now, but it's a linen shirt, but you can actually wear it like, kind of like a top that goes almost, you could wear it out over top if it's a light, if it's a warm evening, you wouldn't have to wear the jacket that I showed you before. Okay, then I've also brought a black blazer. And this is a really multi-purpose, goes with everything, really can dress things up if you need something dressy for the evening. And this is a cream lightweight skirt, can go with either the jackets. You can dress it up, dress it down. For nighty, I brought something that is, I can wear, like if you're maybe staying at somebody's home, you want to think about not wearing something transparent, but something that you can put on and dash in and out of the room. And I brought a pair of stretchy culottes, which are multi-purpose and very nice and comfortable in the summer. T-shirt number 1, which you could go with a skirt, which can go with either or jacket. And I have a pair of casual khaki ones. Now these ones are 3/4 length, and something I want to just remind you is these are not heavy. They've got a bit of stretch to them, and I find that clothes that have that, they pack easier, they don't wrinkle as much, and they look the same. And then I'm just gonna pull out some of the tops. This is, if it's for a hot day, this is black with cream. You can see you could go with either or. I often bring a few extra black tops. This one is very lightweight, so it goes like this.
And I think what people aren't seeing here is that everything in her bag is folded a certain way to maximize.
Yeah, maybe I should.
To maximize the space. Because can you believe how much is coming out of this bag? Like, this is a carry-on. She has gone
carry-on. Yeah.
She has gone to Europe for 2 weeks or longer with just a carry-on.
Yes.
So this is very important.
And I'll just show you. I'm not a roller. I know a lot of people like to roll, and I'm not trying to talk you out of rolling. Whatever works for you. But you know, when I'm packing, I'll usually try to maximize trying to get it into the area and tucking in. And for me, flat, works really well. This is a over bathing suit that I use a lot because it's great for going to the beach. It's easy to put on and off. And if you had an emergency, you could use it for a nightie. So that's to go with the bathing suits. I'm just gonna show you, this is just a cream top, which would go with the cream skirt. I've got black in here as well, so I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, I wanted to mention that even though I'm wearing stretchy pants, a lot of people love blue jeans. So if you're comfortable traveling in blue jeans, I would say wear those on the plane because they are bulky and they do take up a fair bit of room. I've brought with me 3 pairs of pants, of black pants. So these ones you could dress up a little bit if you wanted to. I've got dressier ones, but they're very lightweight and I can fold them in. You know, I don't buy in just one particular place. I often will look for what I can mix and match, what the color is, and what the weight is. I brought this, which I've actually worn quite a bit already because it's been cooler here. So just to add, like you're going, well, I don't want everything black and white and I don't want everything beige. So we can liven it up with a few, and I'll show you some accessories that go with this as well. So, and that once again, this is very lightweight. Now this top I'm going to show you now is, this I use kind of almost like a jacket. It's just cotton, but you can see you could put black, you could put beige, you could put red with it, and you can just put it over top. So it's really nice for just going out at night especially, or if you've got a cool day, it works really well. And I've got one of these like this and one in blue. So depending on what I'm taking, I will often bring that with me. Now this is just, I've folded up and you can see I could take it out and just put it on. It's just, I don't know why, or it's not made of anything special, but it's just a black skirt. And so if you just look here, you can put the black, and I have like how lovely this is. And you can do either jacket, dress it up with a little of the jewelry that I've got if you have something that's a little dressier. Now I realize a lot of people, they only need one dressy outfit. So I'm showing you, I need sometimes more. Like on this trip, I have a graduation. I have a conference I'm going to, and I also have a birthday party. So I need a few dressier things than maybe you would need. These, and then one thing I do too, at the beginning of the season, I kind of look through and see if there's some kind of style that's kind of sticking out to you and to your age group and what you think would work for something new in your wardrobe. So I bought a pair of these, and they're black, and they're the kind of pants that have the little tie on top. And I think, oh, these are great because they go with lots of things. And once again, they look a little dressier. They're very in style. I've got, which will look really cute if I want to wear it with a long black kind of a knit top. And I hope you're just kind of realizing that these can mix and match. Like these would look lovely with those pants. Really, it's more with pants for this top. And then I'm bringing on this particular trip, I bring usually at least 2 bathing suits, and if you're going for someplace hot, I would maybe even bring more. And the reason why is a lot of times in tropical weathers, they just don't dry out fast enough overnight, and so you're trying to put on a wet bathing suit. So I'll put that over there with the other top. Then I've got a really cute little white kind of t-shirt that's for a warmer day. Once again, it could go with the beige pants, it could go with the black pants, it can go with, I've got culottes in here yet, you'll see. Here's the other bathing suit. So we have 2 bathing suits. Sometimes I would pack 3. And then this year I saw that one thing that's kind of popular is these kind of blue jean shorts that are a little bit kind of funky, but you know, I feel like, even though I'm older, it's still fun to kind of, and they look pretty good on, and you can wear like even a t-shirt with it. And I've got a few t-shirts I brought along. And depending on the weather, you might want to bring a couple more that are a bit sleeveless, depending on how comfortable you are too with sleeveless. And then I noticed this year there's a lot of flowered things, so I brought a flowered t-shirt. Once again, can go with the cream, can go with the cream skirt. It's a really great mix and match. It's very lightweight. It would be easy to just give a quick rinse if you needed to do that. So I'll show you a couple of other t-shirts I brought. This one, which I thought might be cute with the jeans too, with the little jean shorts. And I have just a plain white one. The never-ending suitcase. And then
it's kind of like a clown car. It's like they just keep on coming out, and that's the beauty of packing this way.
And this I just wore the other night with the black skirt and a jacket for my grandson's graduation, and I just took it out of the suitcase and can put it on. I don't have to worry about. I think the big thing is experimenting with what doesn't wrinkle. You don't want to be fooling around trying to prep. Now these might be a little bit more wrinkly. They are made out of linen, but I do love them a lot because they're a little bit of a dressy, I think they're called like a culotte, and they're 3/4. And once again, you can mix and match any of the above. If it's cool, that little sweater that I showed you from the beginning that I wore would go really well with it too. And then I like to bring red because I love red, and so I sometimes will even bring 2 red tops. This is just a cotton red plain top, but as you can see, it would go great with this. It goes great with the beige, the black, really anything. You can dress it up, dress it down. Now, I also brought quite a summery dress, but it's, you know, if it's going to be hot one day and you might think, oh, I need to have something that's just a little cooler to put on, and you could wear that, you could take that linen top if you needed to have it with it. And then I also brought a beige dress. I know, it just never ends. And this dress I just got recently, but I thought it was so great because I'm not even worried if it, here's another trick. If things are a little wrinkly when you put them on, sometimes I just take a warm face cloth, not wet, and just go like this. Give it a little pat, and the next thing you know, the wrinkles are pretty well gone.
Does it have to be damp?
Little damp, yeah. The face cloth has to be damp. Give it a warm water, and then squeeze it really tight. And then I just will touch it up if you don't have an iron, or you feel like you look a little wrinkled. That seems to work for me. So this is a newer addition. I'll show you a belt I've got to go with it in a minute. Then I have another pair. These are Lululemon pants. They're the long ones to go. Always never have too many pairs of pants. A Stampede thing while I'm here. So I brought a little like blue jean dress too. And I can dress it up a little bit. I could wear the little khaki jacket with it. And if it's hot, you wouldn't have to wear anything with it. Then I have brought just a plain black dress. Now the plain black dress is a knit. It's heavier on the bottom and it curves in. It's very cute because you can see it. You could wear it at night and it would look like a dressy little black dress. So if you needed something in an emergency, this would be great. And I brought a black scarf that can work as a shawl if it's warm and you don't have to wear a jacket with it. A few more tops and then we're almost through the suitcase. This is just a plain black sleeveless top. Once again, mix and match. And then I did bring a white long cotton one because you know it could be a cooler day and you still want to wear something that's sort of summery. I never wear white on the plane. I find if something's going to spill, it will when you wear white. I try to stay away from too light of colors for traveling. And just to mix it up a little bit, I brought a pink top, because sometimes you go, oh, I want a little different color. And this pink goes with everything that I showed you too. You can just mix and match it. And then just another pink t-shirt. That's just a cotton sort of cute t-shirt, but it goes with all of the stuff that I showed you. And then I usually will bring one black long sleeve top. And sometimes this is a lifesaver, because especially depending on your how much room you have in your carry-on, the planes can be pretty cold too. So some people like to have something a little bit. This is just plain cotton, but it's not too heavy. So that is in my suitcase. Now you notice there's no shoes in my suitcase. It's just clothes, that's all. So it's empty now, but that was all in there. And now I'm gonna show you this carry-on bag. Now at home I've got also carry-ons like this that have the little wheels on them. So sometimes, depending, once you get on the plane or coming off, you maybe find it harder to balance it on top, and you can just stretch it out and pull two suitcases, which a lot of people do. And for some people it's easier. Probably I would not take quite as much as I showed you today in here, but I wanted to show you how much you can take. This would definitely last you more than a week. You could easily travel a couple of weeks with what I showed you. These bags you can get now even at the dollar store, and I find they're very handy. I keep my underwears separately in these, so you're not rummaging around trying to find them. I've tried to remember to bring a hat. I'm very fair, and so I don't like to go out without a hat on if it's really sunny. And this one, as you can see, the color, it could go with almost anything that you have. It packs easily. I've even got ones that pack almost down to nothing. So I just thought I'd show you that one because I had it with me. I had a surprise once traveling in Asia. I didn't bring nylons along. I thought I could buy them once I got there. I'm pretty tall. It was very hard, at least that particular year, to buy nylons there. And you don't want to start your trip running around. So do try to bring things that are going to really work for you, that you think you're going to need, even for dress up. So like the beige and the black, I'll usually bring one pair. Take them out of the packaging, don't leave them in. And if you want to put them in the little bit of the plastic bag, it's fine, but don't leave them in the cardboard. It just takes up too much room. I bring a few little sockets, beige, black bra for sure. If you think you've got room, you might want to put a white one in. At least 4 pairs of socks, depending on if you're going to be doing lots of walking. Maybe you would up the socks and, you know, not take something else. The other thing for traveling, no matter what age you are these very thin pads, which are great, especially for women, and when you're sitting long periods of time, and especially if you're going like overseas, these are very handy because you feel sweaty by the time you get to your destination, and just packing a few of these are very handy for travel. And I usually count out how many days, like 8 days, I might take 8 pairs of underwear. And then if you take a tiny package of like a little bit of detergent, just the, not the liquid, the powder, and put it just in with you, in with this.
Yes, and you have taught me this, and I buy the little sheets, and so they squish up like little sheets. You can use the sheets in your bathroom sink or wherever. So
yeah,
yeah.
I'm doing this bag. I'm going to show you what's in this bag. So this bag, I always put usually my toiletries, and the reason I put my toiletries, my jewelry, my shoes in here, well, the shoes because they take up too much room in the suitcase, But also if anybody wants to take stuff out, they're not opening up your suitcase at the airport. You know, opening up this is one thing, but when they start opening up and rifling through, trying to find where they thought they saw something that was 5 ounces, and they've got to check, so they're rummaging through things. So in here, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but on one side I keep my makeup, and you know, it'll be up to you what you normally wear, but I would say try to pin it down. Now Julie bought me a bunch of these little carry containers, which are wonderful. So this one is my daily moisturizer. So I have that in there. I know this is gonna last me at least a week or longer. And then I have another little one, maybe it's on the other side, that I have a little bit of tint for my legs. Like if you're summer and you wanna just put a little brown on, you don't wanna bring the whole spray, you don't wanna bring the whole thing, you just bring a little bit goes a long ways. So this is my, like mascara, I always bring a mirror in here, like a magnifying mirror, and also bring your clippers for your toenails and your fingernails, because you never know when something's gonna break. On the other side, I keep my hairspray, deodorant. This is what I use for like your perfume. I have big bottles of perfume at home, but if you get these little travel ones, you can just stick them in and they last a long time. So this is just like a little perfume in here, a little sewing kit, your toothpaste, your toothbrush. I like the little size hairsprays. I also bring, it seems a little funny, but if you've got had a manicure and you're trying to keep your nails, so this is called Miracle Nail. So if you've had a manicure and you're trying to save it, you can get this at the dollar store. Miracle Nail, and just put a coat on if it's starting, if you get any, feel like it's getting like chippy or anything. And I also bring this tiny one, and it's fine for going through it. It's just a little, and it's very clear. You can find that probably yourself, and it keeps your nails while you're traveling, and you're not having to like, oh, my nails look so terrible. And then your medication too. Like if I'm not on any medication, but I'll bring like a leave and maybe some Tylenol, and I put them in a container, so I'm not bringing big bottles. These are your toothpicks. So, and I do a little bit of moisturizer on that side. And I was gonna say, these little like daily bags, these little baguettes, zip bags, Ziploc bags, they're awesome for putting stuff in. I will put the hairspray in there too, because sometimes it comes loose. Anything you think that could come loose and make a mess, wrap it, put it in a Ziploc bag, because the last thing you want is to get there and you've got hairspray all over everything, lotion. So take the time to do that, it's worth it. I often will use I love bringing little bags along, because little bags are very handy when you're traveling. So I'll pack inside. Now this inside there is a raincoat, and it's awesome because it's so lightweight and it covers, and you know, it's got a hood, so dashing in and out if you're caught in the rain. I love it. So you can see how easy that was just to pack away inside one of these. You could even put this in a little zip bag and put it inside there. I bring a black, I know I'm gonna need a dressy for a dressy occasion, so I don't want that big bag along. So I've got a cute little purse, and whatever your taste happens to be, black or beige for summer or white. And then remember I told you about that dress? So this is perfect. You can put this on for like a shawl. The other thing I often do, especially in the winter, is when I'm getting on a plane for a long trip, I will wear a scarf around, maybe just even like this, or sometimes I'll do this. And then when you're on the plane and you're trying to sleep, or you're trying to stay warm, which happens from time to time, you can use this. I mean, I have one in the winter. My husband and I both kind of have covered up with it, and it works almost like a blanket. And I brought a few others, like this scarf, which is fun for, once again, if you want to put on for an accessory. And now this summer I noticed lots of things with flowers. So this is sort of a pretty scarf. You can either put it on, you could do a waist, you could hang it on your purse, and it doesn't take up much room. These are all coming out of this little purse. I bring sometimes an extra little face cloth because taking your makeup off and on, hotels now don't like you to use theirs. And so I just bring a little one along, and which is always handy. And I bring an extra pair of glasses because when you're traveling, if you've got extra glasses, because worst thing is if your glasses break, you're really stuck. So I like to have an extra pair of glasses along. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. So that's all in that purse. I put these in here to show you. These are great bags. I just got them at the dollar store, $2 for 5 or 6 of them. They've got the resealable type of tops. You can put wet things in it too. Sometimes you're heading out and your bathing suit's still wet. You can put those in, or if you want to pack, if you don't want to use like what I did for the underwear, you could use easily these, and they pack very easily. I count out my vitamins and I put them together. I know what I'm taking. I know I've got omega in here. I know I've got calcium in here. I know what I've got. Now this is a big one because I'm on the road for a month. Now normally I wouldn't bring quite this big, but I counted out, put it in a vitamin type of container, and then I put the container probably in with my shoes. Easy to find, and because you use a container that's already for vitamins, it's already marked. Now, I have issues with wearing the same shoes all the time, so I have to wear arch supports. Now, you might not have any issues. You might only wear runners and a dressy pair of shoes and one other pair of sandals. Fine, but I'm gonna show you, I have to bring more, and so this is what I've got in here. I've got these black ones, which I can, a little bit dressier, but I can wear them with really, literally anything. I've got these red ones, and these red ones go with really nice with the little outfits I showed you. You can actually, I really like these. They're very comfortable. They pack down easily. Then I have the beige ones that go with, of course, any of those type of outfits. Then these are my really go-to, almost worn out, little bit dressier if I'm going to like a banquet or something. But once again, I know I can wear these for the whole evening and my feet are not going to be hurting. And then we need a pair of these for the going to the pool, going to the beach. Even a lot of people don't like to go barefoot in hotel rooms or walking around, so always stick these in. Sometimes they'll even fit on the outside. These little dollar store ponchos are better than bringing an umbrella. Umbrella takes up too much room. You can get these, well, they've gone up to $2, but it won't break the bank. And I bought a bright yellow one just because sometimes it's good to have things a little bit more colorful so you can find them. And I'll tell you, we went to Porto 2 years ago in Portugal, and it was an off season, and I packed these, and we would pull them out if it started to drizzle a little bit, and they were just a lifesaver. And they cut the wind too if it's a really windy day. Always have to have my curling iron. I don't bother with a blow dryer. Usually most hotels supply them, and I try to keep it just to one. My haircut's pretty simple, so it's easy just to use the one curling iron. One more pair of beige shoes, and then I pack sometimes these, especially if you're traveling overseas. These are toilet seat covers. This has got a package of 20 in them, and they're just from they're $1.25. So kind of handy. They're flushable. They're nice if you're a bit of a germ, you know, you don't want to be touching stuff. So this is very handy. Then in here, this isn't how I would normally pack this, but today, just for convenience, this is what I've got jewelry in. Now, some people travel with hardly any jewelry. I like jewelry as an accessory. I'm kind of a jewelry person. And even if it's not, and the one thing is I've learned not to bring really expensive jewelry traveling. You put on a pair of like fake pearls and real pearls from a distance, nobody's gonna know unless they're really examining them. So I would just say, stick with that. So here I've brought gold things to go with the gold, that would match with the gold. I've got cute red to go with the accessory with the red, earrings. I bring one extra watch because in case your watch dies, you've got an extra watch, which is just another thing. I've got one little brooch that I like now. You could do it with multiple things on your blazer or with the scarves. And I've got silver earrings, and then I brought some silver jewelry, some black, and then I threw in a pair of cufflinks. Now, just because I have a shirt that sometimes requires cufflinks, I have a little pair of, that requires cufflinks, so I put those in. And then just for casual wear, I've got a really, sometimes just, like something that's sort of, I could even wear it with what I've got on. And then one thing I will say, these are very handy, these little pouches. And in here right now I've got two, because jewelry tends to really tangle up. It gets instantly, even if I find even when I'm really careful. And so like this trip, I've put the bracelets in one little container, I put my necklaces in the other, and the earrings in another. But even at that, I noticed with the necklaces, I should really do more of this, which is just putting them in little sacks. They're almost weightless. They don't take a lot of room. So if you have a computer that you're traveling with, you might want something that definitely would fit your computer so you can take it out easily from here. And also your plugins that you take along are handy to be in this particular case here. I also bring elastic bands because sometimes when you're filling something, you could just get a little bit more space if you fold it over and put on a little elastic band on it. I know it sort of sounds crazy, but it works. And gym clothes, I didn't show you any gym clothes, but a pair of gym shorts and maybe two of workout shirts, tops that you like to wear if you're going to the gym, and that would be a must. Water, I usually bring an empty water bottle that is just the throwaway kind that you buy. This is a plastic one. I bring it empty and then I fill it at the airport for the travel part. And then if you're going to be a long time, you might want to pick up a bigger one, or bring a bigger water bottle with you. I see some people hang them on the outside of their packs. Some people use backpacks for this instead of this. For me, backpacks don't work as well, but that is also an option. And so for these, I just use when I get to my destination, I usually buy 5 or 6 of the bottled water, and then I have that from day to day. I sometimes like to bring along a little bar of soap, just a thin one, because it's very handy if you're out and about and you're swimming and you want to just do a little shower off. I have that in here. And another thing in here, which has been very handy over the years, is bringing Band-Aids. I usually bring a few varied size Band-Aids. My husband is a runner, and so sometimes they get a little rub or whatever, and I bring polysporin. Now I had somebody tell me the other day, not as many people are using polysporin, but for me it's kind of like a great traveling tool. If you get a cut or something, wash it out instantly and then put a little bit of that on it. So just as a recap, definitely wear the bulkier clothes when you're traveling on a plane, train. And the other little clues, one thing I found, if you're going on a cruise, and the first time I went on a cruise, I took a huge carry-on full and like a steam trunk suitcase. By my 5th or 6th cruise, I had a carry-on and a purse. That's how you could just rethink how you do things. A little trick is always put your bathing suit in your purse, because you get onto the cruise and you've got all this time, you've got your bathing suit, you can go swimming and have a suntan. It's beautiful. Hopefully that was helpful.
So helpful. Thank you. Now you have all seen the amazing mother-in-law packing extravaganza. How many of each thing that you have here?
Well, do you want me to put it back in?
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, and I want to show the folding.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's not really tricky folding, but it's flat. I call it flat folding. So I just keep, I'm going to take this, goes in the other side, and I will just start. I don't even think it matters where I start. So I'll just grab, I had this in the bottom first. Oh, and there was a belt in with the underwear. I didn't show you, but I have a little belt in there, and the belt would work with the pants or this dress. So you can see I'm not really being too fussy, and which is good, but I will take things and I'll look at this and I'll go, let's go as flat as I can. The one thing when you get near the top is sometimes on the tarmac, our luggage gets left out in rain, and you open your luggage up and it's got, the top things are wet. So I will often put like the plastic on the very top, or even a kind of a plastic purse or bag, so that you're not having wet clothes to deal with when you get to the hotel. You can see we've got that much in already, and we have tons of room still. So always push flat. So you might be thinking, what about if you buy stuff when you're gone and you're trying to get it home? Well, sometimes I'll break down and buy another piece of luggage. Sometimes then it's worth it to check something. You know, if you've got something that you feel is so worthwhile and it's going to take up a lot of room. I have 15 grandchildren, and one time when I was in Asia, I had their names all made up on t-shirts, so I had to, and trying to get those home. So I had so many t-shirts, so I did buy an extra luggage and brought them home that way, and it worked out great. And I didn't care that it maybe cost me a little bit more, because it was such a fun thing to do. And they all
Such a great grandma.
So I'm going, like, sometimes I'll go side to side. I'll leave probably the 2 jackets to near the end, because I know they're the bulkiest. And we'll take, I do bring the small, if I'm going to a hot climate, I will bring suntan lotion with me. When you're on a holiday, you really don't want to start running out for all the little things. Sunglasses is another thing. Here's something I wouldn't pack. It's a cute skirt, and it would be cute, like even for goes with even what I've got on. But you know, it's bulky. It would take up a lot of room. It's a heavier fabric. So I would not probably actually take that.
Everything's gone back into the tickle trunk.
Yeah, the magic suitcase. I will turn it upside down and maybe put weight on it, because if I know there's only clothes in it, it'll compact it even more. What I'm learning, I'm not very techy, you can ask her, she's a techie one, is these power chargers, the little chargers that you can have all charged up. So when you're traveling, when your phone is running low and you can't find a decent plug-in, you can use those.
Wonder if you could tell everybody how many countries you've been to. Have you ever counted it all up?
Oh boy. Well, probably over 20 for sure. But my husband's been to, yeah,
at least.
a lot in Asia. And because we've done a lot of cruising too over the years, you hit a lot of countries when you're doing that. So I've done a fair bit of Europe, only done a little bit of India. I'm gonna actually try to put this in here. I'm gonna see if that'll go in on top. Because actually it would be good if you could put this on top and put this on top. You're amazed. You are amazed.
I am amazed. I'm still amazed. I've seen her do this many times and I'm still amazed.
I don't know how many outfits are in here, but I think
I'm gonna count them all up and I'll put them in the notes below the video. How much she got in this bag.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I'm gonna be sad when this suitcase completely goes, because There's something wonderful about a suitcase that really works well for you. This one I always start with, definitely the shoes. This I would probably put in my purse. Hairbrush and comb, of course. And then you can always do this too, like stick stuff in your shoes. I actually have a carrier thing too for covering, it protects it. When I'm packing it, I try to always put it so it's safely in between things. Check and see what kind of voltage you need. And remember, the jewelry should be packed just a little bit. I would do a little bit more individual. Recently, I brought a very expensive bracelet along with me this time, and I packed it in a, I probably won't go through everything in my purse, but you know, I do bring sometimes another bag, and then your passport, all the things that you need for that, your ear pods, Kleenex. Always bring either Tic Tacs or gum, because I do find sometimes you can't even hardly find gum in some places that you land. Some extra pens. I will clip out a few crossword puzzles, because when you're just sitting on the tarmac and you don't want to use all the power in your phone. For me, I love to do that. The other thing that sometimes I bring, if you've got a formal, probably just a little formal bag. Ta-da! I think, folks, that's it. Say goodbye. Thanks for listening.